morning and welcome to Buckeye Wars. This is a little series that I've put together, little memories of what it was like growing up in El Dorado Hills, California back in the 70s and the 80s. Now, I don't know if they still do it nowadays. I'm kind of thinking maybe not. But back when I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way through high school, there was shop classes. It was wonderful. I remember taking wood shop in 7th and 8th grade. Loved it. I remember when I first started taking wood shop, it really kind of threw me on my heels because I thought I could deal with power tools, not a problem at all. But they had requirement at least the teachers that I took for a wood shop, and there was a couple of teachers in there. It wasn't just one teacher. There was, I think, two. I don't know, maybe one was a teacher and one was a teacher's assistant. I'm not even sure. I don't remember that. But they had us make joints, if you will, where two pieces of wood comes together, kind of like the olden times when they had specialized the way wood would fit together for making like cabinetry. They had each of us make I don't know if you know the term tongue and groove, where you've got a little hole and then you put another part where it's got a little, put it this way, a female part and a male part, and you put it together and it joins together like a puzzle piece. And here we are, 7th graders or 8th graders or whatever. It was hard for us to understand what the heck the teacher was talking about. But he showed us how to do it. He showed us physical examples, and we had to reproduce what he was showing us with just a couple of pieces of like 2x4, maybe a 6-inch piece of 2x4 and a 6-inch piece of 2x4, and we had to do different. I think there was 4 or 5 different specified joints that we had to replicate before we were allowed to do anything else. We had to pass those 4 or 5 different requirements before we were allowed on any type of power tools. And of course, we were excited about getting on a bandsaw, or we were excited about being able to chop a piece of wood in half with the table saw. So we were diligent about trying to figure out how to do these joints that the dang teacher was talking about. And do you know how tough that is to do with hand tools? You had to use a little hand saw, a cross saw, or a regular saw. I don't even remember the terminology anymore. You had to use a hammer and a chisel a little bite out of one of the boards so that the other board would fit in place, kind of like a puzzle piece. And then you would glue it in place and then nail it in place so that it looked presentable. Oh boy, that was tough. But I tell you what, you learn those skills, and the end result of what you were making later on in that semester made a world of difference. After passing and getting through those requirements and moving on to the power tools and having instruction on how to do it correctly, did an awful lot of sanding. Oh my God, a lot of sanding. But, you know, being able to use uh, just an infinite amount of different types of power tools and nifty little gizmos that enabled you to be precise in what you were trying to make. Oh my goodness, it was fun. And we would come home with prized items. I remember making a kind of like a small table. I guess the best way to describe it would be like a side table that you would put next to your couch to put your coffee on or whatever. And my grandfather had been, way back in the days before he had retired, he had been a shop teacher. And when I brought that home and showed him what I had made in wood shop, he was honestly impressed with what this 7th grade kid was able to make. And that really meant something to me. So, pretty cool. Thank you for joining me, Buckeye Wars.